ABC 10 News at 11 starts now.
We're learning more tonight about the mother and son that died after falling at Petco Park Saturday night. Thank you for joining us. I'm Kimberly Hunt.
And I'm Steve Atkinson. San Diego police identified the mother and child late this afternoon. And our ABC 10 News reporter Laura Acevedo spoke to the attorney representing the family.
The family attorney tells me her loved ones are gutted. Raquel lived in Ocean Beach and leaves behind her parents, 2 sisters, and the father of her child. This is 40-year-old Raquel Wilkins and her 2-year-old baby boy, Denzel Browning Wilkins. The pair tragically fell to their death Saturday night at Petco Park.
Raquel's mom is the one that's really having a hardest time holding it together.
Dan Gillian is an attorney representing Raquel's parents, grieving the loss of their daughter and their grandchild.
It was her first baby with a man that she lived with, that they adored this baby.
Gillian says Raquel was at the game with the boy's father. Police are still investigating how the pair fell from the stadium concourse level. Witnesses tell ABC 10 News Wilkins seemed happy and was jumping on a bench next to the railing while holding 2-year-old Denzel and fell over it. Police initially saying the deaths appeared to be suspicious.
That clearly should not have happened on that day. Something went wrong.
Gillian says the family is still trying to understand what exactly happened, but say her parents are upset with Mayor Todd Gloria for statements he made to another news organization on Monday that they felt implied Raquel had harmed herself and her child.
He just used this opportunity to say, oh, and I really care about mental health. And then he starts giving advice to the community, but he ends it with, but you don't have to harm a child and traumatize others in the community.
Gillian says he's emailed the mayor twice asking for an apology for his comments, but has yet to hear back. We reached out to the mayor's office and they pointed us to a statement Gloria's deputy chief of staff gave to the Union Tribune. It reads in part, quote, "The mayor is sincerely sorry that he offended the grieving family. He was attempting to make the point that the COVID-19 pandemic has put an additional mental strain on all of us and that it is okay to ask for help for any emotional challenges they might be experiencing." The San Diego Police Department says they are still conducting an exhaustive investigation and interviewing witnesses to find out exactly how this could have happened. From Petco Park, Laura Acevedo, ABC 10 News.
Laura, thank you. And you can stay on top of any new developments with this story by downloading the 10 News app. A free version is available in the App Store. New information tonight involving a school supervisor who put his knee on the neck of a Valhalla High School student. This happened last month while that supervisor tried to break up a fight between 2 African-American girls. Tonight, Grossmont Union High School District released its final report from an independent investigation. The superintendent says the employee violated the district's restraint policy, but it was because of insufficient training and there was no evidence of racism.
This is a difficult moment. We can't change what's happened, but we can work to prevent it from happening again. That work begins now.
The independent investigator recommended the employee get more training and be transferred.
Happening tomorrow, the Poway synagogue shooter will be sentenced in his state case. John Ernest pleaded guilty to murder and other state charges back in July in connection with the 2019 shooting that left 1 person dead and others injured. He also pleaded guilty to more than 100 federal hate crime charges earlier this month. And by pleading guilty, Ernest will likely avoid the death penalty and spend the rest of his life without the possibility of parole.
Now to Encinitas, where some people are pushing back against the city council's decision to relocate a designated parking lot for the homeless. Our ABC 10 News reporter Ryan Hill tells us where those living out of their cars will be staying the night.
The section of the lower parking lot of the Encinitas Community and Senior Center is the new location for the Safe Parking program. It's something that plenty of people are upset about and opposing, not so much the concept, but how it was done and where it's going to be. It may look like a parking lot, but the city of Encinitas is turning this into the new location for the Safe Parking Program.
The Safe Parking Program is really homeless prevention because the people who are involved in this program have a place to sleep overnight that's safe, and they have social workers who come to them and help them get back into housing.
The program's current deal at the Leech Tag Foundation is set to expire at the end of November. Jewish Family Services, who runs the program, and the city are moving it to the Encinitas Community and Senior Center with a maximum 25 spots allotted for those who qualify, are properly vetted, and follow the rules.
You know, we're walking our talk by saying we recognize that homelessness is a problem that every city is facing.
But it's a decision that was met with some opposition before council made their call.
The problem is that the unvetted hear of this location, and if they're rejected from the program, they tend to linger in the neighborhoods.
It should be a concern that it's being moved right to the doorstep of a school.
It wasn't just community members upset with the proposed site. The San Dieguito Unified High School District recently passed a resolution opposing the move, saying there was a lack of district input before the call was made. Some council members wanted to hold off to have more communication with all parties impacted with the program.
The resolution that they passed on Monday is accurate. The city did not communicate effectively with the school district.
In the end, the parking lot is a place to open a space to help others. It's a concept some aren't rejecting, but how it was done and where it's happening.
I frankly could see approving a project, approving this parking lot at that facility, but again, the process has been flawed.
The program is funded until June 2022. Reporting in Encinitas, Ryan Hill, ABC 10 News.
Thank you, Ryan. New at 11 o'clock, the Encinitas City Council has unanimously passed a vaccine incentive program for city workers. And under this plan, frontline workers will get a one-time bonus of $2,500. Other city employees will get $2,000 if they get the vaccination shot. To be eligible, workers have to get their first COVID vaccine dose by October 7th. Encinitas is using city funds and money from the American Rescue Plan to pay for this program.
One day after voting to approve a vaccine mandate for eligible students and staff, San Diego Unified is defending its decision. District officials held a news conference outside of San Diego High School today where a vaccine clinic was underway. School Board President Richard Barrera spoke about why he says that decision was important.
The health experts were unanimous in their conclusion that a vaccine mandate for students and staff is the most effective preventive strategy to contain the virus, to keep people healthy and safe, and to keep our schools stable.
Moving forward, students 16 and older will need to get their first dose by November 29th and the second by at least December the 20th. If they aren't fully vaccinated, they will be enrolled in the district's virtual academy. Staff will also need to get their second dose by December the 20th. So we also reached out to two other large school districts in San Diego County about a possible mandate. We are waiting on a response from Sweetwater, but Poway Unified says a vaccine mandate is not under consideration at this time. And tomorrow is the deadline for all healthcare workers in California to get the vaccine. The updated order came just last month when the state said it will mandate healthcare employees get the shot and eliminate the option of someone producing a negative test. Workers still have the option to submit a medical or a religious exemption. Most major hospital systems in our state say a vast majority of their employees are complying.
Things are heating up in San Diego County. Meteorologist Angelica Campos tracking it all for us. Angelica.
Hi, Kim. That's right. A big warm up on the way. Today, a comfortable day. Temperatures tonight are cooling down and the skies are clear, allowing the numbers to drop. Look at Ramona, 56 degrees. But even though it's nice and cool tonight, this is what we're expecting for tomorrow. Today's temperature 73, going up 10 degrees tomorrow. In Ramona, 76, going up to 87. Alpine, you can see the difference, almost 10 degrees. And the same idea applies pretty much all around the county. Closer to San Diego, only about 4 degrees warmer, but that means we'll be back to near 80 degrees. And the temperatures will continue heating up through the weekend. Also, gusty Santa Ana winds are expected. They're already developing. We'll be tracking what to expect and the changes in your 7-day forecast.
Angelica, thank you. San Diego Mayor Todd Gloria continued his trip to Washington, D.C. today. Gloria tweeted these pictures of meetings he had with Senator Dianne Feinstein, along with several Congress members that represent San Diego. The mayor is in our nation's capital to discuss a number of issues, including housing, homelessness, infrastructure, and the border. He's expected to be back in San Diego by the end of the week.
It appears lawmakers have reached a deal to keep the government open as the deadline quickly approaches.
We have an agreement on the CR, the continuing resolution to prevent the government shutdown, and we should be voting on that tomorrow morning.
Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer making that announcement tonight. Once the Senate approves the measure, it will go to the House for a vote. If the House passes it, it's expected it will go to the president's desk. He has to sign it before midnight tomorrow to keep the government open. Schumer says once the government is funded, Congress must address the debt ceiling. The Treasury Secretary says the U.S. will run out of ways to pay its bills by mid-October if a measure isn't approved.